Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Fox Den. Tonight we have Jill Jackson with me, and I want to just go over a couple things about Pennhurst. If you have not yet gotten your tickets, go to pennhurstasylum.com. It is huge, huge, huge. We finally have our maps up about the whole zones because you know how the place is really massive. So when you come in, you can see where it says security check-in. So you do have to go through security, and then you will go to the ticket booth, get your tickets, and the tickets you'll be let in per what your ticket says. If you are an RIP, a VIP, or a regular general admission, you all have different times in which you can come in. So come in according to your ticket. If you come in too early, you will have to wait. So come at the appropriate time. And that is to control crowds. So then you can see zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, where the panels are. These maps are posted all over Facebook. And let's see, what else did I want to show you? Where we're going to be is back here where we always are. There are these line of trees where the live panels are, behind Tinicum, behind Devon. You'd go all the way down to the end of the ramp. You would take a left. We are by the big trees, our big white tent. Come in, get your Vortex Go Scare. Now, I want to get right on to having Jill come on. This is the book we're talking about tonight, okay? So we have Jill M. Jackson, and she is an internationally recognized psychic medium and spiritual teacher. She has won multiple awards, including Psychic of the Year by Best American Psychics, and is known for her transformational teachings and incredibly accurate readings. We had Jill on the Fox Den prior, and what we were talking about was her book, Manifesting Your Magic in the 5D, Going Beyond the Laws of Attraction. And that book was the second book, adding more material from its predecessor, which was her first award-winning book, The Secrets of the Secret. And she also wrote her authorial debut, Mississippi Medium, My Journey from Southern Baptist to Talking to the Dead. And tonight we are discussing her latest book, Children of the New Earth, How Star Seeds Are Shaping Humanity's Future, in which Jill continues her mission to elevate global consciousness. And now this is a subject. Hi, Jill. Welcome back.
Hi,
And
Gina.
this is a subject, let me just get my comment section up here, that I really don't know a lot about. I remember talking, everyone would be talking about like indigo children and indigo children. It's like, why did indigo children get like all the attention instead of any of the others, right? And now in your book, you have so many that I had no clue. I seriously had no clue. So this is going to be really interesting. So hi.
Well, I'm so happy to be back, Gina.
I know I missed you.
Yes, and I'm so excited for your event. That is amazing.
Oh, thank you, thank you. We have so many celebrities and so many. And this year we're doing something different too. We have non-celebrities, like our people, our peers in the paranormal, people that like we would see on investigations and that do things, and have different just links to the metaphysical and whatnot. We have a girl talking about crystals, and we have teams and all kinds of stuff. There's so many neat things in these little mini 20-minute workshops. So, it's a new thing, and they have 20 minutes to present their stuff. Tell us what you can do. And
That's awesome.
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. And
Yeah.
actually, I can show you they are, if I can find them. Here we go. These are our we had a whole bunch of people that put in their information, and they had to kind of win this spot, so they
Wow.
wow us. I told them to give me your picture, a bio, and what you do. So these are the people who came up with Steve Dills, Adam Bonnet, Parasite Project Corp, Imperial Paranormal, Holly Faust, Jessica Hotch, EPI Remnants Project, and Black Lantern Paranormal. So it's a good mix, a good array. People should be entertained. They're really great people themselves. So I'm happy for them. And
Yes.
I can't wait to see what they do with that.
That's
But
awesome.
and now this. What sparked this whole endeavor?
A channeling that I did in 2014, and I had no intention of channeling that night. I was actually attending a sound bath and a journey meditation. It was my night off. I thought I had shut down all of my channels. I was just recharging, and it was a very deep experience. And I started receiving a transmission, and it was a dictation of sorts, if you will. And they were discussing the golden ray children who would start predominantly arriving in 2015. However, there were some way showers that arrived in 2014, but they started just talking about how different they were from the other star seeds, and how the golden rays had never had an incarnation on this planet, and they were going to be very misunderstood. They were going to be helping with technology. And I resisted it for a while, because I was not able to have my own children. And, I went through the whole ego of why me? And then I went back into trance, and my guides explained it was part of my purpose, that I had been a psychic and medium child myself. So I understood, and that I had the tools now to help the parents and the grandparents. So it's been a really long journey of channeling all of this information.
Wow, kind of a full circle thing. Instead of having children of your own, you've got children of the universe.
Yes, exactly. There's many different ways to be a mother, for sure.
That's no doubt, no lie there. Now you talk about it, or a major shift that's happening in human consciousness. What is changing right now, and how are these children of the new earth part of that transformation?
Well, I feel like most all of us can recognize how rapidly our consciousness is changing, and everything around us is changing. It feels very chaotic at times. There's a lot of systems that are crumbling. And I started channeling about the new earth, and Dolores Cannon's been talking about that for years and years. But in 2019, my guides explained to me that we would come to a precipice, and they explained it with the analogy of two trains. And for a while, we would be going side by side on the different trains, and each human would have a choice whether to stay anchored in the third dimension, which was going to continue with the wars and the division and anger and separation, or more of the 5D train, which is all about non-judgment and non-duality and unity consciousness. And that there would come a time period where it would really start veering off, and that there were volunteers who had agreed to help anchor in the bridge. And they showed it to me kind of as a bridge from the old paradigm to the new paradigm, because it was going to be a period of years, right? And so I consider myself an indigo. I'm a star seed, and there's so many of us that have had different missions on the planet. But these newer star seeds are coming in very, very different, with very, very different gifts. And they serve us with the energy that we're going into, especially with the rise of AI and the new technology that we're seeing. So that's predominantly part of the Golden Rays mission.
Yeah, we're going to get a little bit more into that later on. Like the way that you wrote this book, right? So you started out with talking about how you started with the channeling and what happened and whatnot. Now you have firsthand stories in here of people that are actually going through this. So can you just kind of go over that a little bit and how that all came to be too?
Yes, absolutely. When I was channeling the information about the golden rays, at first the book was going to be predominantly about the golden rays. And then the more I started going into channel and receiving more transmissions, Spirit was just saying, why don't you go back from the beginning? And because it's been about 20 years since there's been a book published talking about the star seeds and the indigos and crystals and so forth. And so I was channeling new information. And then I thought, it is so powerful when we can hear other people's experiences that they've had.
Right. Yeah. Because it's like you don't really believe it until stuff like this happens to you type deal.
Absolutely.
Right? Or your firsthand stories.
Yes. So I thought it would be powerful to kind of mix it all in together.
Right? So now, all right, again, now I was unaware. So what I'm going to put up right now is this is kind of a lot of your chapters in the book. This is what you go through. So you have the rays, which are way showers, indigo, which are warriors, spirits of change, blue rays, transmutation of energy, crystal children, heart of the cosmos, rainbow children, bridge between worlds, diamond ray children, prisms of purity, golden ray children, keepers of the flame, and solar ray children, the path of illumination. Okay, first of all, when I read these, I'm like going, what? so, so can you kind of run down these and say who they are, where they came from, and what the?
What the heck? Absolutely. Most people are familiar with the term indigos. And like I mentioned earlier, I consider myself an indigo. Most indigos are true warriors. We're the ones that advocate for justice. We protest a lot. We're kind of outspoken. We're the ones in school and church who were asking different questions and questioning authority. So indigos are kind of aggressive at times. And then the Blu-ray starseeds started incarnating at the same time. And the way Spirit explained to me is using the spiritual law of polarity, where you can have similar energy on a spectrum. And the indigos are these warrior-like star seeds, and then the blue rays started incarnating at the same time, who have a frequency to transmute energy. A lot of them are more behind the scenes, holding space, holding energy, transmuting the dark energy into light. And they're fascinating, very, very different star seeds. Do you want me to keep going with?
Yes, please. Yes.
Yes. Okay. And then after the blue rays, we have the crystal children. A lot of people may have heard that term and could be familiar with the crystal children, but they're very heart-based. When we look back, when they started incarnating, they brought a frequency of natural healing. So the Reiki and the different types of energy healing really started getting popular around the time that the crystal children started arriving on the planet. They brought that in their DNA. And the difference is crystal children many times chose parents that had a lot of challenges, such as alcoholism or addiction. So when you talk to a lot of crystal children, they have had challenging lives, things to really overcome along their own awakening journey. Whereas you look at the golden rays and the solar rays later, and I'll talk about that more in a minute, but they choose parents who understand spirituality already. So they don't have the same kinds of challenges growing up. They have a very different mission. And then after the crystal children, we have the rainbow children, rainbow ray children, and they do have a rainbow color aura. And what they brought mainly with their mission is the discussion around the transgender movement and really talking about what's masculine, what's feminine, and they embody a balanced frequency of both. In the book, I interview a lot of parents who had male rainbow ray children who were very feminine, who had effeminate traits and really celebrated that aspect of themselves. There was no shame or anything. They just really embraced who they are. And after the rainbow ray, we have the diamond ray, and the diamond ray have an aura that is very pure. It reminds me of like a quartz crystal. If you think about a quartz like a prism, that's what their aura looks like. They're very connected to nature. They're very kind and loving. They're the ones, if they see other children being bullied or if somebody is being unkind, they will go over and put their arms around those children and comfort them. They're just very heart-based star seeds, and they love crystals as well. And then we have the golden rays, and I'm the first channeler who channeled about the golden rays. And like I said, that was in 2014 that I started channeling about them. They have a golden aura, and they've never had a lifetime on this planet, or if they have, there's very few. Predominantly, their wisdom comes from lifetime on other planets and other galaxies. They are very wise. They tend to be introverted, Gina. They're into technology. Many of them are even talking about Tesla technology and the secrets of the universe and these types of things that they have not learned. They came in with that knowledge, and they're here to help humanity understand AI and how to use it with a high consciousness.
Now, is that connected to like a clear cognizance type thing? Like they just know it?
Yes, very connected to the claircognizant. Yes, great analogy. Absolutely. And then my agent said, well, who comes after? My agent Gail says, who comes after the golden rays? And I said, oh, let's go into channel. So I went back into channel, and I channeled about the solar ray star seeds, and they started arriving predominantly in 2020. They're connected to the galactic central sun. And one thing I love about their mission is they brought a frequency in their DNA to help humans remember that the traditional teachings of Yeshua that have been distorted with religion, with dogmatic religion over the years, and where they have downplayed Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary and very wise feminine energy, there's a balance, and they're going to help us understand that within each one of us, we not only have Christ consciousness, but Sophia consciousness as well, which I'm really excited about people starting to understand that.
Well, I'll tell you explain it in here. Okay, I got some dog ears going on in here. However, I would have to read this a few times because I'm not familiar, to get it to sink in and to understand the concept. And because you talk about when you're saying the rays, and it's like the 9th ray and the 11th ray and this, what does that mean?
And that is another thing that took me a while to write this book, Gina, and channel it, because I had questions myself when I heard the transmission saying very clearly in claircognizance when it channeled through about them arriving on the 12th ray. I had only previously been aware of the 7 rays, and I wasn't even very versed in the different rays. I had a very limited knowledge of the rays, but I knew that I had only heard of 7 rays. So I had to go back and channel about this information and really ask. And the guides explained that a ray, we can look at it like a spark of frequency. And if you think about the internet going on an invisible frequency around the world, they explained it that way, that a ray is like a spark, and it creates a portal where these high vibrational wisdom star seeds can arrive, and they come in on a ray of a color. And while they have very individual traits that overlap with many other star seeds, in fact, most are psychic, most are mediums, a tremendous amount are telepathic, especially starting with the rainbow ray children. But then they have very specific missions on the planet, and that corresponds with the colors and then the ray.
This just fascinates me to no end.
It did me as well.
What I was trying to find pictures, of these children, and I'm putting in, indigo. So I have, starting on I'm not sure how it projects there, but it's to my left. Up on the top, it has the indigos, and then the emerald rays and ruby rays, and then it goes to the other side, and it's just like a bunch of different ones, and the crystal children there. It's just there's a lot out there, about them, like all these different various imagery and things, but not like a good bunch of information in one place like this is. If you're worried about your children, or wondering about your child, like what would they have to show? Like what kind of signs would they show that they have one of these, traits in them?
Yeah, absolutely. They are very sensitive. They're very sensitive to energy, and they discuss things that they have not been taught. They come up with really profound knowledge, and you just say to yourself, how the heck would you have even known anything like that? Some of them are talking about their past lives, and they have never even been told that past lives
Exist.
exist.
Yeah.
Seeing their loved ones who have made their transition, that's another sign. Psychic, knowing things about people just by reading their energy. So there's many different ways, but I would say those are predominantly the signs that you would look for.
Very, very, very interesting. Okay, so let's see. We did this. We asked that already. Many children seem to heighten intuitive abilities. All right, what do if all right, say a parent comes to you and says, my child is exhibiting A, B, and C. How can you help them? I mean, is it I know, like we used to do psychic development for children. I mean, do you do classes like that, teaching, helping, mentoring, that kind of work with them?
Yes, and a lot of colleagues that I know are doing that as well. The professionals that I interviewed in the book, many of them have these gifted children, and their resources are at the back of the book. I wanted to make sure that people could find help out there. Yes, there are different types of Hogwarts type play institutions. There's online. There's one going on in Sedona this October that we're in discussions about being there and being part of that, which is
Nice.
amazing. But it is important for the parents to understand intuition. And that is why it is so much a passion of mine to teach people how to awaken their intuition. I don't call it developing anymore because it's within us, but it is something that we can awaken and fine tune. And then the parents will understand more about the sensitivity of their children and to be able to help them in a deeper way.
Right. I used to say that intuition is just a direct communication with your spirit guides.
Yes, very
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah. I know it
Yeah.
is. It's very, very simple, and that's it. So, and if you don't like that analogy, just trust your gut. It's not wrong because, again,
Yes,
it's a
absolutely.
direct line. And sometimes those things can't be taught. A lot of people are still, not so much anymore, but a lot of people are still like, oh, I don't believe in this woo woo, type of stuff. And, but here you go, you have this gifted child that you're stifling. So maybe you don't believe in it, but it's happening and it's here and it's now,
Yes.
and you have to deal with it.
And you know what's fascinating, Gina, is when we really look back at how we have been indoctrinated by society to look at it as woo woo and to look at it as insanity, when the truth is the opposite. Because think about it, people are really a lot harder to control if they are tapped into their intuition. So society has pre-programmed that in so that people would feel strange about tapping into their natural intuitive abilities.
Yeah, but a lot of people did. And I think now, if the solar rays were the ones that came in 2020,
Yes,
so with COVID, I mean, COVID, because the world being shut down and being quiet,
yes,
a lot of connections were happening. So,
absolutely.
so that's the time. Now, they weren't here prior to that at all.
Well, I'm really careful with saying everything is an absolute because you may have a few way shores that came in before, so it's predominantly, you know,
Yeah.
but predominantly 2020. And that's what the guide said is there's no coincidence that that started happening during the shutdown of COVID because so many people had no choice but to go within and to get quiet and that really started getting into touch with what matters to them and their own higher self and many times connecting with otherworldly and their own intuition and spirit guides.
Right. Now you talk about these different planets too, like where they would be from. Where are these solar systems? I mean, like how far away are they?
Well, this was what was interesting too, because I was trying to understand the rays and how they were numbered, and if each ray was predominantly connected to a planet. And the guides were saying humans want things to be so linear and so black and white, and it's
Right.
just not that way at all. And as a previous CPA, my mind really works that way. I'm like, just give it to me in order. And they were very clear to say that it's important that we do not look at, let's say, the 13th ray as being better than the seventh ray, that there's
Oh,
just a
no.
different
Yeah.
frequency. But
Yeah.
at first I was looking at it that way, like, because humans sometimes think that way. But
Oh,
what
yeah,
they
because
said
as it goes
is,
up, it evolves and evolves and evolves. No, it's just like like the different types of psychics that we have,
yes,
and what the
exactly,
groups are, and
just all different.
all of
But what they said was they could come, it they could come from many different planets and many different dimensions within the planet. So they just chose to arrive on that frequency. They likened it to someone choosing to arrive as a Pisces or a Scorpio. That's what their blueprint, their chart, the astrology chart was combined with. They likened it to that it was a ray and a color frequency that they chose to arrive on. But it was interesting because another channeler, Hayden Crawford, was when we were discussing this, he was getting that predominantly the diamond rays, which are from 11th ray, are connected more to Andromeda. And as that information was coming in, I was getting chills with that as well. Now, it certainly doesn't mean that all of them are from Andromeda, but a uh, good number are as from there.
Huh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
fascinating. So a lot of people are channeling this. How are you connecting with these people?
Just reaching out, very interested in this material because, like I said, it's been many years. I believe years ago, Lee Carroll was channeling about I believe about the crystal children or the indigos. I can't remember. And there has not been a lot of channeled information in so many years. So people are getting excited about this now to really start talking about it because these children came in with such an important soul purpose and a mission. And it's really important that we understand their gifts so that we can help create these beautiful sacred containers for them.
Now the girl that does reading shows with me occasionally, her son Logan, I remember him as like a toddler. And I looked at him and I do not see auras, yet this boy was glowing. Okay.
Wow.
I said, he's something special. And he likes to read cards and I don't know what his actual gift is. I don't think it's actually even come out yet. I really don't. But I just know it. I know it with every fiber of my being. But looking at him and seeing this, he was like a golden aura, like he was really glowing.
Wow. What year was he born, Gina?
Oh my goodness, you would have to ask that because I'd have to ask her. It was a while ago. That was before
Okay.
the bomb. So, at,
But is he under 10 now?
no, he's now he would be a teenager, maybe
Okay.
almost or early
Yeah.
teens, I think. Um,
That's fascinating.
long ago that was. But I've seen him. He's, and then he's come on the show and he's done some cards with us and whatnot.
Oh,
She's got very gifted children, and one's, a really great singer, and they're fabulous. And she's always
that's so
homeschooled, and she lives in a very haunted place, and she's got like a trail that goes through her house. It's just like I think she's right on a ley line. So right
wow.
down the hallway, there's always like spirits going down the hallway.
Wow,
So yeah,
that's amazing.
so I don't know if he's the one that's protecting that house. Like it's just something, I just don't know what it is. And I want to make sure she reads this, because she might pick up on these traits and stuff and see what it is that
Absolutely.
more with him. And I think that too, you guys, if you have kids, that are showing these abilities, whether clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, any of the clairs, like psychic, knowing, whatever's. I think you should get this book and just, or it could be the answer. It might not be the answer, but it could be the answer, or the kids might be able to tell you. Right?
Yes. Yeah. And what's awesome is the stories in the book too. So in addition to the channeled information, reading about these firsthand accounts of some of these extraordinary children will just blow your mind.
Right. Now I did get the book late, so I didn't give it the read that I should have. I got it this week, and
Oh, wow.
event. So I was like, oh God, I got it two days ago. So I kind of read through quickly, and I was just in awe, honestly. So like things that people were looking for, even like Hitler was looking for, like the telekinesis, the telepathy, the ESP type things in people to use, weaponize,
Right.
So this is the one thing that scares me, is like people trying to weaponize kids like this,
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important for their parents and grandparents and guardians to understand, so that they use their own discernment, because it's absolutely a thing, Gina.
It
It's been done in history, and I feel it's still being done. And one thing, the golden rays really came in to anchor a consciousness within humanity, to help us remember not only our creativity, but our divinity as well, because we're at a precipice right now with AI. It can really go down a road of
God, yeah.
control, or it can be used for higher consciousness to help everyone.
You're right, because everybody's getting tapped into AI, Yeah, no one wants data centers, but everyone
Right.
AI,
Yes. Uh-huh.
It's like, okay, well, this is that is the future. And if these kids are here and one of their purposes is to control, monitor, mentor AI, then that's a great thing, because
Yes.
that is needed.
Yes, and it's more of a frequency of holding. They hold a frequency in their DNA. They arrived already awake. So I give an example of even myself. When I was born a medium, I still went through a lot of challenging situations, and it took a while on my journey of awakening and the dark night of the soul, and on and on and on. Well, these golden ray and the solar ray children come in already awake and aware, so they are ready for their mission. They're very strong-willed. So that is another thing the parents have been asking about, is how do I allow their wings to fly free, but also
in control.
boundaries. Yes. And it's been a challenge.
How do they do that?
It's a balance. It's definitely a balance, because it's so important that these children feel the boundaries, but from a very sacred and loving way. And that takes a while for parents to really understand this. But nature, and being out in nature and connecting with Mother Gaia, has really helped channel that energy. because their frequency is so high that they really need to learn to move that energy. A lot of them are maybe like ADHD, or they're just, and I don't like putting labels on children, but
Right.
that
Well,
type
they
of,
do though. They put those labels on the
yeah,
children,
they
and then they give them medication, and then you're cycling.
exactly. I
Yeah,
know, and that breaks my heart.
yeah, yeah. Mine too. Mine too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're too quick to do that. Oh, you happy? Have
absolutely.
a pill. You sad? Have a pill.
Yeah, it's like we're suppressing who they are just because they may not be understood. They are amazing with their gifts.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. Do they gravitate towards each other? Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And with the golden rays, since they have not had either many lifetimes on this planet or none at all, they look at humans kind of like we would look at an alien. So let's say we had a Palladian walking down the street, and humans are looking at this Palladian cross-eyed. That's how a lot of these golden rays are looking at other humans, like, you are an alien, you're strange. And they don't have a filter. I interviewed one grandmother for the book who is an indigo, and then she had a crystal ray child, and then the crystal ray had this golden ray son, and he goes to school with just no filter. And he will go up, he was 7, and he would go up to different children and say, you're not like me. I'm different than you. I just very knowing, not in a mean way, but a lot of kids were like, what are you talking about?
Like an arrogant way, like a
Yeah, and it wasn't, but some of the
yeah,
kids
yeah,
could presume that it was.
yeah. I could see it being portrayed that way. Maybe
Yes,
he didn't mean it that way, but I
right. He
felt
didn't
it.
mean it that way at all. He was just trying to explain, hey, I'm so different than you. But,
Yeah.
other children may not understand that.
Huh. It's crazy. This stuff is nuts.
And
Um,
that particular golden ray astral travels to the grandmother who is in a different state. And so they meet in the astral and they communicate that way. And she has been able to capture his photo on her phone. And she
wow.
showed it to me. And it's clear as day. His face was in her room while they were communicating astrally.
Oh my God. Wow.
I know.
That's fascinating. I mean, I
Yes.
know like the shamans, that they're taught and they can, astral project, but wow. That
Yes.
scares me to leave the body. Because I did that when I died and came back, and I left my body and I got slammed back into my body. So that
Yes.
scares me, but
Did
that was
you?
a different type of a thing.
Yes. And did you see the light and all that? Do you
Oh,
remember?
I didn't get, I almost like I was right there, and then I
Yeah.
realized what was happening, and I stopped it, and I was like, I don't want to die, and then I couldn't say it; it wouldn't come out, and then I was screaming, I don't want to die, I don't want to die, and then all of a sudden I screamed it, and it actually came out, and I got slammed back into my
Oh,
body, and it was just the craziest experience ever.
yes. That
And
could be very jarring for sure.
yeah, but then I think of that as like, when you're astral projecting, you're leaving your body, and what is the tether to your body? Like how far can you actually go before that tether breaks? And then you're just gone. It worries me.
Oh,
It
that's,
worries for
yeah.
me.
Well, I mean, that would make sense that you had that experience before.
Yeah. It's crazy. It was a long time ago, but yeah, it was like I had broken my collarbone, and I took all these pills because boy, is that painful. I
Oh,
mean,
well.
I've broken other things and had pain, but that you couldn't even breathe without it killing you,
Oh,
and you
well.
can't do anything. You can't put anything to keep it in place, just like a little sling. But I wanted to take a shower, and the water got cold, and I started shivering, and then it hurt, and I took some more pills. So I overdosed accidentally,
Right.
but I
Right.
just wanted the pain to stop,
Of course.
and then I was going.
Oh, gosh, Gina, that's intense.
It really was. Well, when I came back is when I have all those abilities that I could, like I know when a spirit's in the room, and I have like a million of them in here now because the ringing is insane. All right.
Yeah.
So it's like high tone, medium tone, low tone. All right. So I know the spirits are there. I do see them occasionally, not all the time. Like, I don't know how you do your mediumship or psychic work, but like, because for the paranormal work,
Yes.
sometimes I see them, sometimes I don't. Like here, there's a bunch here. I saw the man that's up on the third floor clearly.
Yes.
I saw the woman that's here on the second floor. I saw half of the child that sits on my steps, just here, the waist down. It's
Oh,
really
interesting.
weird. But this was all, when I was younger, I could see them. It stopped pretty much. I've always been interested in it. But after
Yeah.
this near-death thing is what the tones,
Came right
So
back.
high, it's good. Medium, it's good. Low, it's not so good. It's good when I take people on ghost hunts because I can keep them away from the low tones.
Oh, that's really fascinating.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Right.
Yes.
And I know another person that hears the tones too. So it's like, I know I'm not crazy. It just,
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah.
if they get close, it's like, oh, it's deafening and it really hurts. And it's like, you have to stay back off,
Right. Oh, that's amazing that you've been learned to determine depending on the whether it's low, medium, or high of where their vibration is. But it would make sense when you think about it. But that's really cool.
It works. It helps, I've seen those things, but mostly you hear the chitter chatter in your ears. Yes. It's like, yeah, I'll hear them too. Or they'll make noises, and because I'm an investigator in my old house, especially, I'm in a couple of the books up here on my shelf with stories because the spirits in my house, my husband that passed, he was like their band leader. Like he always had to have an entourage around him. And I had come home from this job and I wanted to get it done. And I was cutting boards in my basement. I didn't have heat down there and I had a bullet heater on and I left it going because my bedroom was above it and I wanted it to be warm, but I fell asleep. So it was about to catch fire. So the spirits are downstairs. They're making all this noise. It sounded like pots and pans crashing. It was
Wow.
insane, right? So I'm like saying, no, I'm not coming down. I'm tired. I'm like, whatever it is, it can wait because they want me to go down, listen to them, put the recorder on, and they'll ask me stupid questions. They had the biggest conversations at that house. I have like files and files and files of these things, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want now? What's happening? So, and I'm just like, I can't deal with it right now. And then it got louder. Like so loud, like I jumped up like one of these children that are like angry. I'm stomping down there like, what do you want? Right. And I opened the door and all that sawdust that was in there was just about to ignite. And I was just, oh, okay, I got you. And then I, opened the door. I took a leaf blower. I blew all the sawdust out of the room. I threw the bullet heater out. I never will want one anywhere near me ever again.
Wow. That's amazing.
Job, nothing, but I did all that and I'm freezing again in there. But then when I get all done and shut the door, it was like so quiet. You could hear a pin drop.
Wow.
Said, thank you.
That's amazing. That is so cool that they saved you.
Yes, saved me from a fire. Heather says, do you ever get annoyed because I don't know what they're saying? It just seems like you're in a crowded room with so many conversations going on, but I can't tune into it. Well, you can say to them, because I have to, one at a time.
Yes.
You're all talking. You're just, if you want me to understand, one at a time, or get a recorder, and then give yourself some hours to say, all right, from 3 to 5, I'm going to listen to you. Right. And that's it. Because otherwise they're going to be like all the time. What do you do, Jill, when you want to
one at a time, just like what you said, you've got to talk back to them one at a time, please. And in mediumship, if you choose to really do professional readings, you learn to work with your gatekeeper, which is kind of like a very specialized spirit guide that helps get them in line one at a time. So yeah, because that's very common in the beginning, right? Gina, they just kind of rush us and you do hear all of them. I talk about that. It sounds like, remember the Peanuts cartoons where they're like, it sounds like that.
Yeah, good, good, good. Yeah, it does work, and it takes time. I mean, because they're vying for attention, you know.
Yes.
And if you don't give them any attention, of course they're going to keep pounding, you know what I mean? So, and then
Yeah.
they'll start trying to get you at night, when you're trying to sleep,
Yep.
because then you're not thinking about all your day, especially when you hit REM sleep. Oof, you know,
Yes.
it's like your mind is open at that point. So here's another thing, little tidbit. Not know if you agree with me or not, Jill, but
Okay.
when you wake up in the morning, usually you'll remember like your last dream quickly and then
Yes.
you forget it, right? So mostly we dream all night long. You forget most of them. But the dreams that you remember are messages, you know,
Yes.
and they're important. So you got to figure out what it is, what it means, who it is, what do they want, you know?
I definitely agree with you for sure.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool. But it is important to, boundaries for yourself. Because
Yes.
they can drive you crazy. And then, especially like if you go like I'm going to go something, they know you're coming, you
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
when
yeah.
you get there, you know. So it's like, all right, just chill.
The same when they know somebody's getting a mediumship reading too. Wish I could get a sign.
Yeah, her
Um,
husband just died recently. I'm so sorry. Look for the signs, ask for the signs. That's the thing. It's like you have to ask him to show you a sign. Um, but you really have to look. It could be something so subtle. I mean, because it's hard, and especially for a new spirit, it's really hard for them to do anything. They're learning.
absolutely. They
So,
have to learn how to communicate for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So it's going to take a bit, but it'll happen. He knows how connected you were. And you did everything under the sun for him. So he will show you. But he's this is all new for him too. So patience in that aspect.
Yeah, it usually takes them, I say don't even get a reading until it's been at least 3 months to give them time to settle into the other side and get used to the energy because they have to lower their vibration. Even when they do give us signs, like you were saying, Gina, it takes a lot of their energy to bring these signs to us.
Yeah. To yo Rocky. Hi. I'm sorry, I had to do this. Yo Rocky. You want to see a great podcaster? You got to turn it to the Rocky Stucci show.
Nice.
He is amazing. He's funny and he is amazing.
Mm,
But
that's cool.
yes, it is. But these like connections and stuff. So when people come to you and they want to connect with their loved one, I mean, it's like, do they always come through? No, right?
You know, if every medium should be able to connect with somebody or they should give their money back or reschedule because they're always there. It's just sometimes it's not the one that they were hoping to connect with, but other ones come through. But most of the time, I'm able to connect with the ones that they're wanting to. But yeah, it's usually the opposite. It's usually there's so many there and trying to weed through them to get them one at a time because they get excited and they're all talking at the same time, kind of like what we're talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I went to one psychic once, and it was for my girlfriend, and he's like, "No, no, no, got to do you first." And he said, "I have these two angels that were so bright that it was blinding him, and then it was
Yeah.
my late husband behind, and a whole bunch of people." And I'm like, "Well, that's my husband and his entourage." But well, and in that was my girlfriend Kathy who passed, and I didn't know who he was talking about at the time. And he's like, because she said she was calling me her angel. And what it was I remember sitting on her bed. She was being hospice, and I sat on the edge of her bed and I was waiting for her to wake up. And the light was coming through. I was really blonde then, like platinum. And
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, are you an angel?" I remember her saying that, but I couldn't when the psychic was telling me. And she kept saying, he said, "She's calling you angel. She's calling you an angel." You know,
Oh,
it's like, oh my goodness. And then I went and like where she's buried is where my husband is buried, where my parents are buried, where a lot of people are. So I go on when I go to Massachusetts, I do the rounds in the cemetery and
oh, that's awesome, Gina.
go see
That's
all.
really cool. But that's common. Sometimes people, I call it psychic amnesia because, you're getting a reading or, and they don't think of it at the time, and then you remember later, like that with your friend.
Right. Yeah. So I apologize to her profusely.
Yeah.
And over and over and over again. I'm like, anytime you want to come through, Kathy, just, feel free. But so Heather says, I took my dad years ago to a medium. He really didn't believe in it, but in a way, he was hoping to hear from his mom. Well, his mom didn't come through, but his best friend did. The medium even said his friend's name. That's cool. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I knew this psychic was legit, and I'll tell you his name. It was Gary McKinstry up in he was in Rutland, no, Douglas, Mass. Now he moved. I think he's up by Sturbridge somewhere, Massachusetts. But how I knew it was my husband was I had built this addition on my house and I painted it beige. You know what I mean? I just put a border on it because I'm an artist and a designer and interior decorator, and I faux painted and murals and all this stuff all over the house. He said, please just leave this room alone. And he had his deer over the fireplace, big fireplace goes all the way through the ceiling, big deer, all this stuff, very plain,
Yeah.
and big vaulted ceilings and everything. After he passed away, I decided, and it was a 20 by 20 room, so it was big, right?
Yeah.
Full of furniture. I took all the furniture, piled it all up into my dining room, and I began. And I faux painted, kind of looks like the background of your Secrets of the Secret book. So I
Oh,
faux
wow.
like that. And it looked like the gaudy Italian that I am. Okay. So I did all of that, and I painted a border up there. I took the deer down. I put up Tuscany pictures, even stained glass things in my quarter round windows and everything. I had my sister match my paintings of Tuscany, all this stuff with stained glass. And this is what the psychic said to me. He said, he's got a bone to pick with you. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Because he died suddenly on me. I had to close out his businesses, close out all the rest of his jobs, do all this stuff, do the we had nothing in place, the funeral, the casket, the plot, you name, do all this stuff. And I'm like, how can he be mad at me? He goes, you girlied up his living room. I was like, oh my God.
That's hilarious.
I know. So it's like, it was just insanity, Hi, thank you so much. Always a wonderful evening with you and your guests. Yes, this is Jill. Jill has been, this is the second time Jill's been on. We were talking about the book right below her where it says Manifesting in the 5D. That one, that's what we talked about the last show.
Yes.
But this one, we're talking about children, and you got one of these, right? These children of the new earth, like my little parakeet. This is one of the people that will be speaking in those mini workshops. Is my little parakeet, because I'm the parrot fox. I deemed her the parakeet, and when I retire, she can have parrot fox.
That's so cool.
It is,
That's
and she's
cool,
a great little investigator. She's just so in tune and just such a great child.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I wanted yes,
it's
they are
on Amazon, and where else on like
Barnes and Noble. Yes, I think in some Targets they're there.
Oh, yep. I will see you next weekend. Oh my goodness, are you excited? She's doing her thing. Oh, I love it. Yes, she's a cutie.
Gina, I just want to say the lady earlier that her husband just passed.
Yes.
He's going to come. His main sign is with a hawk. So if she's still listening, tell her to watch for an experience with a hawk.
Colette, I hope you're still here. And if you're not, I think I'll send you a message just to make sure that you see that. Yep, you and Parapop. Yeah, Parapop is my fiance now, Bob.
Oh,
So
congratulations!
Yeah, thank you. We're getting married actually at the asylum.
Oh, you are.
We're getting married at Penhurst in September. So
Oh,
we're having
congratulations.
that big event where we're getting married there.
That's so cool, Gina. Congratulations. That's very apropos, huh?
It is, you know.
Yes.
But it's just such a busy year, you know, the planning of this event, then we have another event, and then the wedding, and then going away, and then coming back and my Halloween display, and then I have to go to a wedding in Massachusetts in October, and then come back, get ready, finish the Halloween stuff, and then we have one more event before the year ends, and it's just if I make it through this year.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
It is, and I'm old.
No, you're not.
Well, I don't
Oh,
know. Yeah, I am. I'm getting too old for this to do this much, I'm telling you.
yeah, I'm ready to sit on the side of a beach somewhere and just
Oh,
sip
yeah,
Mai
we're gonna
tais, right?
then after the wedding, we're gonna be sitting on a beach for 2 weeks, and then
Nice.
I'll be back for the madness again.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. But now let's get back to these children since we have one in the room here. Um, again, all right, I'm gonna put up that list again here, you
Okay.
guys, okay? Because this is like the chapters in this book. This is what you'll find out about. All right. It just starts out with the rays and how they are way showers, right? And then it goes to the different ones: indigo and blue ray and crystal children and rainbow children and diamond ray children, golden ray children, and the latest are solar ray children that, you know, she was actually prompted by the what do you call it? What scale?
My
The
agent.
agent,
Yeah.
yes, the agent that contacts me to have, you know, lovely interviews with you. But she's the one who prompted you to what comes after this, you know. And now I'm going to prompt you again. So what comes after solar ray?
You know, I've got to channel that, Gina. Yes, and I have been traveling so much, and I'm like you, I'm just exhausted, but I am going to be spending the next few weeks, and I'm working on a new book called Solomon Speaks, where I'm channeling more information. But yes, I've already got it on the list that I've got to go into channel and find out who comes after the solar rays for sure, because the solar rays will be from predominantly 2020 to 2030.
Right.
But there's been an overlap, especially the more that our consciousness level rises, then we're finding more of an overlap of when they're coming in on the rays.
Yep. Yes, I will tell you the titles. Okay, so this one is Children of the New Earth. Okay. The next one is Mississippi Medium. My journey from
Southern Baptist to talking to the dead.
right. Southern Baptist, you real Southern Baptist.
Yep.
Okay, the first one, the end there was Secrets of the Secret. Okay. And then the next one in the middle between the medium and the secrets, that's manifesting in the 5D, going beyond the laws of attraction. So the secrets of the secret, the manifesting 5D, that's what I had her on the show before. So if you wanted to look that back up on the old Fox then in YouTube, you can see that show. But that is a addendum, more information than Secrets of the Secret. So it's like the second book with a lot more stuff, you know.
Yes,
So
exactly.
next step and further and more, you know.
And
So
they're all on my website under the books tab, Gina. So
yeah,
if somebody wants to go to the website, just click on books and they will, all of my books, the links are there to Amazon.
yep, yeah. Amazon, Barnes and Noble, all the good books are sold.
Yeah.
So these are her sites. So Mystic Journeys us.us, JillMJackson.com. Okay. You can find her on Instagram too at Jill M. Jackson Official. So I guess if you look up Jill Jackson, there's a lot of them. So yeah.
Yeah.
No. But
Yeah,
these kids, these are just amazing attributes to these children that are all around us, you know, whether you know it or not. You know, once you become aware, it's like you can't unlearn something, right? You can't
yes.
see something. So now all of a sudden it's like, you know what, my neighbor's kid does this, or will say something before I say something, or will be showing these things. this
Yeah.
might be what is needed so you can pinpoint what is actually going on with that child.
Yes, and telepathy is huge, especially with the latest star seeds. These parents are telling me that they cannot have their own thoughts, that these children are tapped in all the time listening to their thoughts. They have to really be aware of that, which is it's kind of funny.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
one of one of the
But it could be
stories.
scary too to the people that are just they don't understand it and they're unaware, right? So
Yes. Yes, and, the neurodivergent children, the telepathy, I believe the telepathy tapes, like, science is proving that telepathy is truly real,
oh yeah,
and these parents that I interviewed, one of them, her child was in the other room just watching TV, and she was in the kitchen and just thinking to herself, I think I might want to think about moving, but she had not even verbalized it. Just thinking, and her son ran into the kitchen. Mommy, no, I don't want to move. I'm not ready to move. She
wow.
says,
That's
wow.
that's crazy. I mean, I know that we can. Hi, Diana. I know that I've sent messages to Bob like, I want ice cream, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be saying, I want ice cream, I want ice cream, because this is like a trial thing that I do. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden be like, hey, I'm thinking about going to Dairy Queen. Like, so that stuff does work,
It works.
it works.
And but like you said, Gina, especially for those of us that are tapping into that, it's something that you can practice and get
Right.
stronger and stronger, just like any of the other gifts that we have,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
Practice makes perfect, definitely.
Yes, my
Yeah.
husband and I are practicing it as well, and it over time, and then the closer you get to somebody too, the telepathy's easier over time, but it's a lot of fun to play
Yeah.
around with it.
Oh my God, when we were kids, my friend Rosie and I used to try to do that all the time. That show with Gary Collins used to be on, that ESP show. And
Yeah.
that was like when the soap opera, the Dark Shadows, was on and stuff. So we would like
Yes.
run home from school to watch Dark Shadows, and she'd be up in her mansion on the hill, and I was in my little, down the peasant in the valley, and we would try to connect. But we had such a great connection, in general, and we still stay connected.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. What a gift.
I do. I adore her, and we would be like, well, what were you doing? What were you trying to send to me last night? And we'd try to, we just kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it. Like, we're going to do it, we're going to do it, we're going to do it. So I think, it's like, I think the curiosity as a child like that just kind of stuck with me too,
Yes.
Plus
Oh,
seeing
that's
spirits when I was a kid too, kind of.
right.
I
Yeah,
knew,
so you had it your whole
yeah,
life.
yeah. Then I tried to get rid of it. I tried to stop it for a while when I turned into a designer. I'm trying to because you go into houses and you're ripping up someone's houses, and of course they're going to show up.
Right.
So I was like ignoring them. You're not there. Maybe if I don't see you. It doesn't work.
How did that work out for you? Not too
No,
well, huh?
no. So when my niece was very young, she was outside talking. My sister said, "Who are you talking to outside?" She said, "That soldier with no head."
Oh, wow.
Yikes. Well, how can he talk with no head? So he's like
Telepathic, yeah.
telepathically, right?
Yep.
There you go. So,
So
yeah,
she's definitely a star seed for sure,
yeah,
that child.
yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, it's like, well, yeah, it does, but you got to stay calm in those situations because you don't want to scare your child. This is a
Right.
gift that they have, and then it's your, I don't want to say it's not a burden, but it's your responsibility to
Yes.
teach and get the kids involved with the right people. Okay.
Yes.
Going to help them and let them understand that everything that's okay, that they're not crazy, or keep them from, going down the wrong road when they should be going down the right road to further their gifts and what they're actually here for. Right?
Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good.
And to
Yeah.
empower them, and that's where crystals, I mean, the children love crystals. When parents will start introducing crystals to them and teaching them, and I go over it in the book, the different crystals that you can bring, and it helps them feel really empowered, right?
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, when I had to cleanse the house of the spirit, and I gave a bunch of these crystals to the boy that was getting tormented there, basically. So that's why I went and had to do it. But it's like uh, he's all set now. I mean, I
Yeah,
sealed the house, I sealed this room, I cut cords on him. I mean, you name it. It was
that's
like the
awesome.
whole gambit. Everything. I did everything there in the property.
Awesome.
And but she calls me her earth angel
I'm
at the moment,
sure.
you know.
Oh,
But the crystals, it's like I gave him a raw rose quartz too, because he's like
oh,
such a loving little soul. But I didn't want him to have a polished one. I wanted to have raw one, so it has more,
yes.
you
I
know,
love that.
energy. So yeah, crystals have such power. And then this guy here, this little
Oh,
selenite,
selenite.
just to you know clear away a bunch of stuff. Wow, that really works. Um,
I
it,
love selenite.
yeah, you can't be without that. It's not
Mm,
expensive either, but
no,
it's right back. You have to do that a
of
little bit.
course.
Uh, yeah. So again, Heather, when my niece was young, she would see a lot of people, but not so much anymore. It's weird because my sister passed and she never saw her. That could be different.
Yeah.
Uh,
It'll probably come back later.
right. Yeah. So here we got a big one. Okay. Jill, I wanted to ask you something that's been weighing on me lately from both professional and personal perspective. In my years in funeral service, I was always focused on the physical care of the deceased and the emotional care of the family. But recently, I've experienced a few things during removals, preparations, and services that genuinely felt different, almost as if it was still a presence there with us. From your perspective as a medium, do you believe spirits accompany? Okay, I don't have anything else there. Accompany what, their body? Is that what you're trying to get to? Like,
That's probably what he's
yeah,
referring to.
he's a
Um,
funeral director.
yes, absolutely. They are very aware. And it's interesting that you are becoming aware of that energy, right, Gina? I mean, the fact that you're seeing that. What was his name? Christopher, I believe that
Yes,
was his name.
yes,
Yeah. So Christopher, you're opening up as a medium yourself if you're feeling this energy and you're feeling the presence there. But without a doubt, the loved ones tell me, the spirit communicators tell me they attend the funerals. They are very aware what's going on after they, and a lot of times they will stay anchored for the first week or two before they fully immerse themselves in the light. And so that's why a lot of people may feel their loved ones around right at first, and then they'll go to the light, go through what my guides call the healing chamber. Um, and then let's see their
yeah.
physical.
To the funeral home remain present throughout the preparation, visitation, or funeral service? If so, what do you believe they experience observed during that time? Well, that is what we were just talking about. So thank you for
Yes,
writing the rest of that. But we figured that's where you were going. But yeah, I mean, I agree to a degree. I think like it depends on how they died, too. So
there. Yes, you're right.
it's there, like every person is different, every death
Yeah.
is different. So
Yes. Yes. And some, like you said, everybody's different. Like my own mother was not ready to transition. And so she stayed in the healing chamber for quite some time. Like I was not even able to connect with her, and other mediums were not able to connect with her for about 5 months after her transition. So you're right, Gina. Everybody's different.
right. Yeah,
Yes.
some people just boom, zoom.
Yeah.
I think they're like the old souls or one of these, um, maybe an indigo goes, and I'm like, all right, I'm good here. I'm
Right.
going, right? And
Yes.
and I'm done, and you're gone. So you're
Yeah.
not going to get a communication with them. The ones that are newer souls and stuff that are kind of like, well, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I don't know if I'm supposed to stay here, or is it okay to go? What is that like? Is that like that, Barbie? Am I scared? Or,
Yeah.
all these things like, No, you want to go there.
Yes.
You want to go there. We as investigators and or psychics and such to tell them what is on that other side and that it is okay to go there, and then they can move on, and then they can still come back. It's like, it's
Yes.
okay, you can cross over, you can come back.
Exactly. That's what a lot of them don't realize is that
Right.
they can come back.
Yeah, and then you're enlightened, and then you're better because now you know everything from over there, and now you're able to be a guide or a guardian, or
Yes.
and such. So Christopher says, now I've always believed that those I care for would rather be with their families and not hang out with me at the funeral. Well, they're interested in what you're doing, probably.
Well, and I would say to tune into it because I'm sure it's only a few times that you can feel that, Christopher. It's like Gina said, not everybody's going to be hanging out like that. Everybody is different. It's the same when we transition. Everybody's different. So I feel like you'll start tuning into that more with the ones that are interested in it, but then some others want to be hanging out somewhere else, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what we always say. It's like you can't make a spirit dance. You can't make them
Right.
come and speak. It's like they're gonna talk to you or they're not.
Yeah.
They could be hanging out in the corner watching you, talk at night into the darkness, into all kinds of things, and begging me, like if I'm the spirit, you're begging me to hit this and touch that and think this light and everything else, and I'm just sitting back on. Are you guys leaving soon? you know.
Oh,
Hi, Sharon. How are you, stranger? But we're talking about all kinds of things. I mean, we were supposed to be talking about this when we get in,
yeah.
because she is a fantastic psychic, and she has won awards for her psychic abilities, and she's actually won an award too for your work with animals in 2014. Why don't you tell them about that? Because all my people are definitely animal lovers.
Yes, I love animals sometimes more than some people, right? Because
Yes.
animals are just amazing. And to me, they vibrate at a higher frequency. They have so much to teach us.
Yep.
So do we need to read that or?
He's
Oh,
from the other side of the world here now. He's in
okay.
Australia. Right.
One thing I did want to mention, Gina, with the animals. So some of these star seeds are so connected to even wild animals because the wild animals can see their purity, they can see their frequency. And it's just been amazing. Some of these interviews, like one of them, she's a medium herself, and her little boy, she had a parrot, and that parrot was mean to everybody. It did not like anybody. It would try to bite everybody. And then her little golden ray was born, and when he was like 3 years old, next thing she knew, that parrot was loving all over that child, and that's just the only person that parrot never tried to snap at or bite or anything. They just had a strong connection from the beginning.
That's a
So yeah.
Well, that's like me and my foxes, but all all
Yes.
all dogs in general, I just have such a connection. They just, I'll be like, I see a dog and I'm like, come here, and they come running,
Yeah.
and people will be like, "Oh, what are you scared?" I'm like, no, and then they jump up and the kisses and the this and the that, and it's just like I
Because they
love them,
feel your frequency,
right?
you know?
It's like,
Yeah.
yes, I totally wholeheartedly agree with that. And you did mention too that they would connect with like the ocean animals too.
Yes.
Do you believe in Atlanteans?
Yes, I do. Lemurian and Atlantis. How about you, Gina? Do
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Masha. This is one of my worker bees. How you doing? See
Oh,
you next week. We're
I
almost
feel
ready.
you were in Atlantis, don't you feel, Gina?
It's a possibility. It's a
Yeah.
distinct possibility.
Yeah.
I'm a very old soul. I'm a very
Yes.
old soul. I'm
Yeah.
actually. I think after this one, I'm like,
Ready
I'm
to be really to call it Sarnora.
God.
Same.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm done with this planet.
it's a tough one. This Earth school is so challenging.
Yeah. It's mankind right now that
I
really
know.
gets to me and destroying this planet the way that they are.
I
Actually,
know.
like for no reason. Oh, here's another one of my worker bees here. Hi, Beth.
Oh,
Next week too. She's actually going to do the ceremony for us when we get married.
oh, that's awesome.
She's such a sweetheart. I love my people. I love all
I
my
have an
workers.
amazing tribe, Gina.
It's so great. So great. Talk about good energy, and we work like dogs. We really do. Sorry
Yeah.
about the analogy with the dogs, but we slave for Penhurst, and they do it year after year after year. Like,
Wow.
I love them. I love them for it.
And when is that coming up?
Earth School, yes. Next weekend. It's
It's almost here.
We've been preparing for a while. I got like we finally put up our little maps and everything. You'll see these maps
That's
all over
incredible.
the whole place. Like Zone 1 where a lot of celebrities are, and a lot of our vendors around. Zone 2, same thing. Some of the celebrities, a lot of vendors around. It's everything. And let me see. I'll put it up. Hold on. So this is the map. It shows where you come in. It shows up above Zone 1, 2, 3, where the celebrities are, where these VIP, RIP dinners are. SBCA is there in Zone 2.
Oh, cool.
Where our live panels are. My tent will be located back there in Zone 3. There's food there. There are bathrooms all over the place. Where we're having our little workshops are in that building. You can see it has a little magnifying glass thing there, where it says workshops. That's in the Devon building across from what Penhurst Merchandise Store is. One celebrity that we have, the Kindred Spirits, will be inside Devon. The rest will be all outside under tents. Project Fear is located behind Mayflower this year, where Josh Gates was last year, everybody. So that's where they are. We actually have a new addition too. Again, the Warren Museum is there, kind of not connected with us. That is a separate ticket, and you can get that on the Penhurst site to get the Warren museum and see Annabelle. That's in Limerick building. So kind of it's away from the rest of the whole event. But yeah, it's going to be 10,000 people.
Wow.
So it waves, and that's why it's so spread out, and we have things going on everywhere. And of course, there's always history tours too, which I highly recommend, so that you can learn about Penhurst, the history, and they'll show you some of the buildings, and you go in nice little golf cart ride and everything. And they're so knowledgeable there. There's a great museum that's in Mayflower building that you can see a lot of the history of Penhurst. It's such a great location. I absolutely adore it. I love it. And that's why
Just incredible.
Yeah. All to benefit them. We're all non-paid.
Oh, wow.
Kill ourselves for this event, to go and benefit Penhurst, to keep up the grounds, to keep up the good work that they're doing there. So yeah. It's a lot. But we're happy. We're happy that we do it. Okay, so besides that, again, we're talking about this book here, Children of the New Earth, and I love the artwork here too. I was trying to get that to be a background picture, but it doesn't work because we're in it. You know what I mean? We're with where the hands are and whatnot. So this one I thought was kind of neat. And it reminded me of like all the children, beginning with the indigo because of the blue, and the blue rays.
Yeah.
The blue, but it's like that hand, that power,
that's a really cool image.
That energy always comes, from us. Like, this is how we put the energy in us and put that energy out, like that chi when they throw energy.
Yes.
It's like, it just reminded me of this picture. It better not rain. Yes, it better not rain. If it does, it does. We'll deal with it.
That reminds me too, Gina, when you just were talking about the palm, one of the traits of the solar ray when I was channeling, they're connected to sacred geometry and the star tetrahedron. And some psychics were either going to be able to see it on their palm or energetically see the imprint, and that was just fascinating as well. That reminded me when you were talking about the energy
That's
from the
that's
hands.
that is cool. What does this say? Oh, anything. Oh, thank you. I love you. I love you. Um, hopefully, you will be retiring. You've done a lot, David. That would be good. Heather says she can't wait. I know. It's like hugs everywhere. It's like big hug fest. The first day is just, it's just ah, hugs.
That's so cool.
Yeah, everybody get up on your vitamin C and zinc before you.
Right.
I always
Absolutely.
3 day no sleep thing, so it starts, by starting Friday, actually Thursday, through Sunday night, no sleep. It's just go, 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 go.
Oh, wow.
All day, all night, all day, all night. All day.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Night too that go till 2 o'clock in the morning, and 2 different parties that go on at night, and all these speakers that are going on in the day. Yeah, you can feel the energy. You can absolutely feel the energy. It's just like, yeah, crazy. So
Yes, exciting.
yeah, but this, yeah, I use this. This is what I do, and I always tell people to do this too. Like rub your hands together. Okay, this is how you can tell how much energy you have inside you. So you rub,
Yeah.
you rub, and you rub, and you get a little warm, right? Now hold your hands out like this, away from each other, way out. And do you feel the energy in here? Like
Oh, absolutely.
way out here, you can feel it, right? But I'm trying to stay in screen.
Yeah,
But
right.
what you can do is you form it, you pull it, you pull it, you pull it. You can still feel it, and you're making this little ball,
Yes.
So again, you can force it outwards, which like the Tai Chi people do when they blow the things across the room, But this is what I use to infuse light in me,
Yes.
for
And you can
protection.
feel it. You can totally.
You can totally feel it. It's like I do
Absolutely.
too. It's like you heat up. If someone's sick, whatever, you heat up.
Yes.
But as a girl always gets these migraines, so I can feel the migraines, and I go like this, and you just like from this far away, you feel all the tingling, and
Wow.
you
Yeah, I
know,
even feel it right now in my crown
yeah,
chakra. And,
right,
some of these children too, that's another thing. They know how to work with the energy of their hands before they're even taught. They immediately.
yeah, yeah.
Some
And then
amazing.
you can use this. You can calm the body down. You can take and scrape all the bad energy out, like Reiki would do. Scrape
Yes.
and But then whatever you take out, you have to fill up. So then you use it and ask whatever color light you want to fill up, whatever you need,
Yes.
for a certain day or task or place. Whether you need white light, blue light, green light, yellow light. What
Yes.
I need, and fill me with that. So it's like
Absolutely.
energy is amazing. It's amazing. And it's a thing that just can't be disturbed. It can't be broken. It can't be
Right.
destroyed.
Right.
We're all energetic. So where does that go?
Imagine if everybody in the world understood energy. Imagine what our planet would be like.
Oh my God. That's where I thought we were going from 2020. And then
Yes.
it's all mucked up again, and this past couple of years has been like,
Mhm.
what happened? What happened to the beautiful path that we were on? That's again another one of the reasons why I'm like I feel like I'm done here for this lifetime. You know what I mean? Like just after this, I don't want to have another life here.
Yeah, it's definitely challenging, and that's why I just have so much hope for these starseed children to just be able to start waking people up out of their sleep state. Because what happens is our central nervous system cannot take this constant insanity.
Mm.
We're just not designed to be able to do that, and we get on this hamster wheel. Um, Hi there. Hi, Lisa. Uh, and so a lot of times people just start disconnecting and disconnecting from their own energy. And
Right.
that's why I'm so hopeful that these children are going to help people remember what it's all about. It's about connecting, it's about unity.
If they can change everything, then I might reconsider and have another
Right.
here. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? But where it is right now, it's like, well, we need these kids. We need a lot. We need a lot of everybody. Like Marsha saying how much she loves doing her Reiki. We need a lot more of this, a lot more of the energy work and remote energy work. And I think that
Yes.
astral travel is beneficial for that as well. And what? God, it's like,
Yes.
it's so distracting. It's like the astral projection. If you have, say, one gifted, very gifted, like you even said that Mother Teresa was what, an indigo?
Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary.
Yeah,
Um,
right, like going way back.
even yes, in the ruby rays and the emerald rays,
Yeah,
Mother Teresa. Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
So, like, if they can astral project and be, to where someone needs that,
Yes,
and it's just like that one spark sparks this spark, that sparks that spark. You know what I mean? You just need that. And people need that personal experience, because you can talk until you're blue in the face. You can read until you can't read anymore. But until
yes,
something happens to you, you're not going to get it. You're not going to understand it. So this is what needs to happen. They need to have these personal experiences, but you got to be willing to have those experiences. You don't ask for them and then be like, run away from them if something happens. You got to accept that it's going to happen. Agitating both my palms and getting hot. That's different. That's prana.
mhm.
That's what mine do. When I'm ready to heal, my hands heat up like really hot. David says you should have seen how my dog Boo reacted to me when I woke up 7 years ago.
I bet
Animals, they're so in tune.
they
So,
are in tune.
oh my God.
And they have proven too that dogs and cats know when you're about 5 miles away, I believe it is, from your home. They're already telepathically connecting. They've put hidden cameras in and proven, and it's amazing.
Yeah. Uh, it's the things that go on, and I don't understand how people can say that this stuff doesn't exist, because I
I
just
know.
I can't. We work in it. You know what I mean? It's like you can't say that you believe in just this and not that. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're all connected. Like all these children, all these different types of children. Yes, we need all these different types of children because that's what makes the whole. Just like all these
Yes,
like abilities. Some see, hear, smell, taste, whatever. You need all those. Because you're not going
absolutely.
to have a physical medium coming in if you're tasting something over here. You know what I mean? You want to have
Right.
one of those ones that taste come in and say, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? There's a specific person for each task. There's,
absolutely. We're all different.
yeah, all these energy manipulations, between prana and Reiki and so many others.
Yes.
It's energy work, it's manipulation, it's movement, it's instilling, it's taking out, it's scraping, it's tugging, it's guck coming
Yeah.
out. But again, just whatever you do, anything like this, and practicing. When I was first learning, this is what happened. I I was doing this girl, Barbara, and she had said she had a really bad belly ache. And I was starting at the top and I was going down and I got to her belly and I was concentrating so hard. I wanted to pull this out of her in the worst way. And I'm learning, okay, learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like there. The whole class is standing around while this is happening. And I have witnesses, okay, this is what happened. You hear this, like that. That sound, it went from her belly directly into mine.
Oh God.
I was like, oh my God, I buckled over. And you have to learn to not do that.
Right. Right.
So when you're pulling it out, you have to ground it. You have to throw it away, whether you're throwing it into a bucket of water right there, into the ground.
Yes.
Whatever you're getting rid of it, do not pull it into you, because then I had to get it out of me.
Right.
But
Wow.
the sound, everyone heard it. And as soon as that sound happened, she sat up and said, oh my God, it's gone. And I was like dying.
Doubling over. Right.
Yeah, it was crazy. And
That
then
is
my
crazy.
nephew's girlfriend couldn't have children. And then I fixed her, and the next thing you know, she's pregnant, like within a month. which I didn't know was a bad thing.
Whoops.
And then this was a big thing, bad thing about like between your parents. However, the child is fabulous. You
Oh,
know,
I bet.
so
Yeah, that wasn't an accident, Gina.
right,
That was amazing.
yeah. So I mean, the energy work is for real. It's for
Yes.
for real, for real. And if we can take these children and all these different types of children, and there's so many different types of children, but if you're interested in what is happening in the world today, this is such a different read. I have to read it again. Like I said, I got this book late this week, so I read it quickly. And then when I got to this chapter about solar rays, I have like a lot of dog ears in here. I was like, what the hell is, I'm sorry, what the heck is a solar ray? And then you were saying is something relatively new. So it's like, yeah, okay, that's not here. You have even an exercise here that I highlighted of what you can do with your child. Sit down, have him breathe, have him connect, have him look at his arm and see if he can see an aura. All these things. So you have a lot. There's a lot of information in here, like a ton. So
Yeah, I wanted to give parents a lot of tools.
very many tools. It's a guide.
Yeah.
And you wrote it that way, right? To be a guide for people to use. So it's a tool book guide, helpful.
Yes.
I don't think there's anything like it.
I don't think so either. I'm just so excited for this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I loved your manifesting book, but this.
Yeah.
This
Thank you.
I really didn't know. I didn't know about these things, and now I feel like I'm lacking in my job on the planet because I didn't really know. I like I said, I don't know why Indigo's always got all the spotlight,
Right. Yeah.
And then it, I don't know, kind of left my realm, but not others, but my realm.
Right. Right.
But
Gina,
different directions, I guess.
do you have somebody in spirit by the name of Craig, or have you ever?
This is a couple of Craigs that I knew. There's one that I went to school with.
He's like, and I know we're going to be doing mediumship reading, but like he's. I know who keeps coming around you when you're like that. Like who that person is, right? I feel like who that person is.
Yes.
But he's like on the other side, and he's like, please just tell her hello, and he's laughing, and he loves the work you're doing, and he loves hanging out with
that's
you.
awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he's over on that on that side.
Yeah. There's a little flash over here. So that's
Okay.
really neat. We can talk later.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My cameras for outside are out there too, and there's something running across my. There is a fox in my yard.
No,
there is a fox running through my yard. I have cameras.
no.
I wish I could take my camera to show you. I have a whole bunch of cameras.
Oh my gosh.
Right here. I was like, what is that running on the side? I thought it was like one of those little groundhogs at first, but nope. In the back,
It was a fox.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. See, that's what a fox is the guardian between this realm and the next.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible, Gina.
Wow. Ted, there's a fox just ran through my backyard.
That's incredible.
You're going to come back up? But yeah. I mean, thank you, Craig, for letting me look over that way.
Right, to see the fox. Yeah.
Wow. So I would have missed it,
Yeah.
But,
that was all meant to be. Like,
oh my God. Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing. You can't make this up. You can.
No. I'm so happy right now. I just can't even think.
Oh my gosh, me too.
I really needed that,
Oh, absolutely. I feel the energy of that fox. Wow, what a blessing.
Yeah, that's my sign. Yeah. See, we're doing the right things here,
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Keep on keeping on. That's amazing.
Oh, I love it. And I miss you, Mr. Ted. I know we'll probably see you at the bash. I know you don't like to wander on out to Penhurst, but if you do, it would be great. I know it's going to be crazy time there. I'm just so excited right now. I can't. I'm just like I feel I'm giddy.
Oh, I would be too.
Yeah, they
Wow.
have cameras. I have cameras out front. I have cameras out back. Cameras on the side. Like all, they're really set up because of my Halloween display. Because
Okay.
a lot of the very expensive things, and then I just leave them up. You know, now I can see nature, and I'm always looking for the animals too. And it's I just can't. Oh my
I'm
God.
just like, it's so funny because like Craig's been, like you gotta say something to her. You gotta say something. I'm like, no, we're not doing mediumship tonight. We're talking about this book. And he's like, no, it's really important. And you gotta tell her that I'm on her
Sad.
left side, that side. And she's gotta look. And
Yeah,
well,
and I looked over at the
and now
camera.
the
Look,
fox
a fox went running by the
in that moment.
yeah, it went by the shed side, and then it ran through. You know how I have the big camera on this side of the backyard, and it went right there and down the hill, right by the end of the walkway
Oh my
there.
gosh.
Oh my God. And not a small one either, a big one. This was an adult one.
Oh my gosh. I would have loved to have seen that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know where it was coming from the other side. I wonder if it came from across the street. I don't know, but
Wow.
I love it.
What a blessing.
Yes, yes, it was very, very good.
Yeah.
So, are you still doing a lot of your mediumship, like all the time, or like people can?
Yeah, I'm booking, I think, into to July. I do psychic sessions, I channel, do mediumship, and yeah,
Very cool,
yes.
very cool.
But I
Let me know.
predominantly teach and speak and write.
Yeah. So this is your website, and you can book through here, correct? So
Yes.
JillMJackson.com. And now, what goes on here at mysticjourneys.us?
My husband's who's also a psychic and a medium. We lead spiritual retreats around the world to sacred power spots. We take people to Sedona. We've been to Stonehenge during the solstice, which was unbelievable, an amazing experience, right in the center of Stonehenge, and during the summer solstice. And
So,
then we're taking a group to Scotland. We channel during the megaliths. We go around to the megaliths. So it's amazing. He's unbelievable, and yeah, we take these groups, and then the people that come together are incredible as well. And we just merge our energy and do crystal gridding and yeah, channeling.
yep. No, don't put the light on; you'll scare them. Oh, that is beautiful. That's wonderful that you do that. And oh, man, I am so jealous. So I would love to go to Stonehenge. I've been to America's Stonehenge here.
Yes,
but not. I mean,
you got to put it on your bucket list to go one
yeah,
day, Gina.
there's so many on my bucket list.
Yes.
Sounds wonderful. I know. Oh, can you imagine? And then to be there with someone, like you, and I'm sure your husband too. The energy between the two of you would just make it all that much more special.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's unbelievable. We lead ceremony and get in sacred circle, and then I do trance channeling inside the circles. And Stonehenge is great, but some of the other ones are off the charts too, like Avebury. If anybody gets a chance to go to Avebury, that one's so powerful. And then yeah, there's just really a lot of other ones that we have wonderful experiences at as
What
well.
is up with Arizona, though? I mean, Arizona is like a mecca. I mean, what is it? What do you think is either under the ground, or is it a big
Both. It's under and above.
like?
Yeah. And I truly believe it's definitely, of course, a portal, one of the main power spots on the planet. It has, for people that haven't been before, it's a very masculine energy. So some places have more of a feminine, a softer energy, and you can still feel the power of the spot. But Sedona, it's so interesting because some people, it takes them a few days to get acclimated to the energy, and they may even feel agitated. How do you have you been to
No.
Sedona?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no. I was going to go one time. I was going to go see my first husband's sister lives out that way,
Yeah.
and we were going to make a trip and go out there and everything, and then it just all fell apart. But no, I have not ventured, and it's a big one for my bucket list still.
Yeah, the beauty, the pictures do not do it justice.
Mhm.
It transports you to a different place. It's just the colors, the reds and the oranges, and I mean, we've had amazing experiences with extraterrestrials there as well. The last group that we took to Sedona, we have a picture, a photo, of, an alien, and you can clearly see the alien in the photo. Um, yeah,
Wow.
it's wild.
Okay, so speaking of that, I'm going to go back to the book now.
Okay.
On one of the Which one of the children were you saying that had these different features, like the bigger eyes? You
Well,
know,
they all do, but the golden rays, a lot of them have larger ears, or they have ears that look a little bit different, but the majority of star seeds have the big eyes, and they're piercing too. There's an energy there that they just look right through. They say the eyes are the window to the soul, but
right.
these star seed children truly have very, very electric kind of eyes, and it's the golden rays that sometimes have a little bit bigger ears.
That too to me was fascinating because I'm trying to think of who has these things. I keep looking at my freaking thing now. There's bugs flying, so I see the bugs. Come back, watch. But yeah, so it's like, who are these children have these different types of features that I'm trying to think of. So you definitely got my brain going, in a lot
Good.
of directions for this. Uh,
And
and my niece
mhm.
is talking about having large eyes. We call her doll eyes. Oh my God.
Yeah, see?
Get this. Get this. Give it to your niece, or give it to just read it first and then pass it to who you think needs this information. And then
Yes,
say, what
absolutely.
what is up with this child? And this is a lot of information and how you can help to this child.
Earlier, Gina, when you said that at times when we read something or we have an experience that it may not make sense to us right then, but it opens up doorways. And that's what my hope is with this book as well, as when people read it, even though they may not either know these children now or come across them, it opens a portal of sorts and
Yeah,
expansion.
you
And then
can't
they
unlearn
start
it.
recognizing, you
Yep,
know?
yep. You will be looking for it. It's like,
Yes.
you know, uh, okay, just for instance, you're pregnant, okay? And it's like you go out in the world, you see a whole bunch of pregnant people. You wouldn't ordinarily
Right.
see. You are newly like divorced. You go out and it's either you're seeing a bunch of couples or you're seeing, a lot of singles. It's whatever is happening to you, you're going to focus on and see. If you start getting in tune with this, you are going to see them.
Yeah.
It's your attunement, your alignment, where your energy goes, that's what you're gonna see. Again, with like the Colettes in the world that want um the messages from their loved ones, you got to get in the mindset. This is what you're looking for, and everything has to be all about it, and this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to see, and this is what I'm looking for it now, and then you will see it. you know
Yes.
like
Absolutely.
I wanted signs from my dogs. I'm stepping on dog food when I get out of bed. And it's like on the second floor, there was never dog food on the second floor of my house, and I'm stepping on dog food and little bones and all this stuff.
Wow.
My dad, I said, I wanted a sign from my dad, and he left a big blue feather.
Wow.
I have no blue feathers in this house.
Right.
Right here in the
That's
second floor of my house,
incredible.
in the hallway. big blue feather. When I get up,
Well,
it's like, when you want signs, you will get them.
oh, beyond a shadow of a doubt, absolutely.
Yep. Yep. And again, it could be very, if they're a new spirit, might take a little doing,
Yeah.
it's practice, it's training, it's,
Yes,
practice makes perfect even for them.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what time we got? Oh my goodness. We were saying that we wanted to end early, right?
I know it did not happen, huh?
I know, and I'm all energized now because we were visited.
Yes.
We're still visiting because I think I got a room full here. And it does get very distracting. Now, this is a really good question. This is actually the last question that I have on your list here, but it's a really good one. It says, for those who feel concerned about the future of the world, what message of hope does Children of the New Earth offer? Because this is what I need.
Same, I feel that the message is that they bring in their own DNA, a higher consciousness, to help us remember that we truly co-create our reality. So it's up to us to unplug from the insanity,
Right.
to literally unplug. We do not need to give our energy for crazy chaos. And these children are helping remind us to celebrate diversity, right? To truly celebrate how unique we each are, and to stop judging somebody that's different from us just because we don't understand them. Let's celebrate that. And the children are reminding us of that. And I truly have a lot of hope but for me, Gina, the key was to literally disconnect from the chaos and to just focus on the amazing people in our lives, the tribe. Like you have such an unbelievable tribe and people who love the work that you're doing. And that's what it's all about, right? It's all about connecting with each other and loving each other and appreciating each other for each one of our missions. We each have a little piece of the puzzle to bring together.
Yes, to make that whole. You're part of the tribe too.
Absolutely. Yes.
Buxton family alum. You're here again.
Yes. Yes. I'm happy to be
welcome.
part of it.
Yeah, you're welcome here anytime. So do you have any events or anything that you want to talk about or promote?
Yeah, so we have a high vibe tribe community that I'm just so happy with. And we have people from all over the United States. We actually have a few people from Canada and Australia now. And we go live 3 times a month. And we do different wisdom teachings and get to know our members. We do meditations, we do channeling, we do oracle nights. We have different things all the time. So check that out. That's on my website as well. And we would love to have people part of that. And then I have some online classes that are on my website. I have a new one about soul alchemy, which is unbelievable. It helps people with shadow work.
Yeah, talk about shadow work.
Yes, because so many of us, we want to learn the exciting parts of these gifts and, how to work with oracle cards and energy and tarot cards and pendulum. That's all important, but it's really important that we get to know ourselves and to really uncover all aspects of ourselves, our shadow and our light, and to not get into a place of shaming with our shadow, but to really understand all aspects of who we are. So I teach that in that course, and it's 9 months, but it's 3 lessons a week that just automatically come to your email, and they're video lessons, and then there's little journal prompts. So it's transformational and amazing, but it's really easy to keep up with at the same time.
Now, you mentioned journal prompts. Journaling is great. This is my journal.
Oh, of course, the fox.
It's right here. It's always handy, and then if I'm asking for a message at night or something when I go to bed, I will take that in with me so I can write it down when I get up.
Yes,
The
that's so
journaling
powerful.
is really key, because if you write it down, you might forget about it. If like, oh, I will never forget this. And then you walk out of the room
too.
like, what
It,
was that?
yes, it blows my mind to go back and read some
And
things
then,
and I would have never remembered.
exactly. Yeah. And when you reread it and then it sparks again, this thing,
Yeah,
and now you might know something more at this
exactly.
point, it'd be the right time to read that. So again, everything is for a reason. Me looking over there was for
Yes.
everything.
Yeah, thank you, Craig, for
Oh,
for being persistent.
oh my God. That's craziness. That is pretty awesome. And these things happen all the time.
Yeah,
All
yes. I cannot imagine a boring normie life, right? Like
yeah.
everybody's like, is it weird to be eccentric? And I'm like, who wants to be normal? Like this is fun
Yeah,
to
this is
to just
normal.
right. Yeah, who's defining normal anyway, right?
Yeah. I mean, why is paranormal not normal? Paranormal is
And I
normal.
feel like it is, and that is one thing I've been channeling too, that the paranormal is going to truly be the new normal. I'm gonna say by like the year 2028, like it feels soon that that's gonna be the normal.
Yeah. Well, there's so many people, knocking on that veil constantly, so
Yes.
yeah, it's bound to happen. I just hope and pray that it's the right energy, that will be predominant. So if the
Yes.
children, again, can help with that, and especially with the technology and the AI and that stuff that you're talking about in here,
Yeah.
because that again is the wave of the future. I mean, hey, I'm old. All right, I'm not all up on that kind of stuff. And it's like, and the kids, I mean, they just pick up everything and just know how to instinctively do it.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing.
It really and truly is. So if that's the wave of the future, and that's how they're going to get their messages out, and that's how they're going to connect people, then have at it.
Yeah,
It got to go to the next gen. So,
absolutely. It's important to keep a high consciousness when we interact with any AI.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, for us, that are like out of that, norm of that kind of,
Yeah.
digital era, it's a scary place, and for
Right.
them, it's home. So, you know,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a different and exciting kind of world to see.
It's gonna definitely be different.
That's
Yes.
different. Yep. I just worry about the financial ways of the future. If
Oh, I feel like
everything,
it's changing dramatically,
yeah,
Gina.
everything goes digital, I'll be
Yeah,
like, no,
I know.
no, I don't like
I
it.
know. Oh, I'm gonna be on an island somewhere, just
I know. Where can I unplug?
exactly. Get me off of this ride.
Yeah, like real people. I don't know.
Yeah,
But listen, I am gonna have to say good night to you, and I really
yes.
would love to have you come back again to the Fox Den. And again, you said you're writing the next book, so whenever that comes out, we can definitely do that book. And I
Okay.
want to keep in touch about uh, future things on this. I hope you can be available to answer a couple more questions, because I'm gonna reread and read a little more in depth, because like I said, I had to read it really kind of quickly, and
Okay.
I always have to read my books. I have to, so whether it's a quick read or an in-depth read, and this one needs to be in depth because it was a lot of information that was above my pay grade.
No. Mine too. That's why it took me a while to channel it. It's like,
Right? So
yeah.
it's really exciting. It's really
Oh,
exciting.
thank you so
Yeah,
much, Gina.
I
You're amazing.
you're amazing. Thank you for being with us. And everybody, okay, so I am going to be away now for no show next week because of Paracon, and no show the week after to get over Paracon. And then, I possibly will be back even the week after that because there's so much I have to do, and I'm planning for the wedding too. So it is nuts time. But again, if you haven't got tickets for Penhurst Paragon, whatever left of via, I think RIPs are sold out. I think VIPs, if they're not sold out, they're almost sold out. But you can still get your weekend passes. Get in there. There's so much to do. You don't really need those passes to get in. It's just that you get in a little bit later. PenhurstAsylum.com. Get your tickets. We'll see y'all next week. And it's going to be very, very, very exciting. Look at all the people we have coming. And this isn't even everybody. And we have Jay Wasley. We've got stars. We've got our mini workshops here with our people. Our zone maps are everywhere now, posted online. There are going to be ginormous signs there of this around. My people that are going to be with celebrities will have one of these with them also. So you can ask my people if you are waiting in line, like, hey, where's this? And they can tell you. Okay, so the information is there for you to get. Just get your tickets and get there. And again, thank you, Jill. I love you so much.
Oh, I love you too, Gina.
Stay with me for a minute. All right, ciao, everybody.
Many blessings.
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of The Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D. We are here every Thursday evening from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you a variety of guests or our own intuitive oracle card reading shows. We are streaming live on Facebook on my personal page and our YouTube channel, The Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D, on Mama D's YouTube channel, Angel Meadows, as well as our audio-only venues. We hope you enjoyed our show and our guest or your reading, and we would love it if you would go to our YouTube channel, The Fox Den with Gina B and Mama D, subscribe, share, and definitely hit that notification button to never miss a show. We'll see you all next week, and subscribers, watch for our pop-up shows as well.